Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final episode of TNC before Clash of the Titans 2. And we are kicking off this episode with the second and final qualifier for the women's golden ticket ladder match. Olivia Martinez looking to get back up the card as far as the women's division goes. Had a few opportunities to potentially get herself into the women's title picture. Could never get there in a one-on-one situation, but an opportunity is once again knocking for Martinez as she has an opportunity to earn the second and final spot for TNC in the women's golden ticket ladder match. Of course, only 2 representatives in each match per company. That of course being TNC, BCW, and ELW. And hopefully by the end of the day we will know all 12 participants across 2 matches, as BCW will be hosting Saturday night's Cunty event tonight. And that card will include all 4 golden ticket ladder match qualifiers.
And her opponent, representing the corporation from Truth or Consequences, New Mexico, Miss Wells.
But on TNC, it's standard business. And we got 2 qualifiers on this show. Of course, last week, it was Cole Crimson who was able to qualify for the men. And in the main event tonight, we will find out who the second qualifier will be for the men. And as for the women, it was Alexia Lane able to pull off the victory in the main event and punch her ticket to the golden ticket to the golden ticket ladder match. And now that second spot for TNC up for grabs between Luna Lovewell and Olivia Martinez. Lovewell infamously still yet to pick up a singles victory here in TNC. Both women are set to go in our opening contest. And there's the bell, here we go. Sling Blade right out the gate by Olivia Martinez, but Luna Lovewell able to kick her towards the corner. And now these 2 women gonna lock up here. Who can gain the upper hand? It looks like it's going to be Olivia Martinez able to overpower Lovewell into the ropes. And the ref going to have to break it up on Martinez, able to get a cheap shot in on Lovewell. And Martinez going to use that to her advantage. Now going after the leg of Lovewell. And these 2 will lock up once again. And Martinez again showcasing the power advantage that she possesses. And Martinez, all offense, all gas from Martinez here to start this match off. And now for a third time, these 2 will lock up, and it's Olivia Martinez again, able to overpower Luna Lovewell into the corner. And the ref going to have to break this up again. This time, Lovewell getting a cheap shot back at Martinez, but it's not going to do much to Martinez as she's able to drop Lovewell right into the mat. Lovewell to her feet. Martinez, enziguri. And now Martinez off the top with the huge splash. Kick to the back of Lovewell now. This match has been all Olivia Martinez so far. Luna Lovewell in desperate need of finding a second gear. Martinez quickly back on the attack into the cover here on Lovewell, getting a 2 count, but a kick out. And now Martinez turning Lovewell around in the corner, but Lovewell able to turn this around on Martinez. Lovewell building up speed, nobody home on the drop kick. And Martinez looking to take advantage with a huge right. Now bringing Lovewell back to her feet. May have been thinking one-winged angel, but Lovewell able to avoid. And Martinez going right for the knee of Luna Lovewell. Lovewell to her feet on the apron. Able to bring Martinez into the ropes, buy herself a little space. And now Lovewell hoisting Martinez up, but Martinez able to get out of dodge. And now Lovewell face first into the turnbuckle. And the kicks keep coming from Martinez. But Lovewell able to get a boot up in the corner. And there's a drop kick by Luna Lovewell. And a leg drop. Now picking Martinez up back to her feet. Clothesline from Lovewell. And another clothesline. Back up. Went for a third. But this time hits a drop kick. And both women lay down in the middle of the ring. And now both to their feet. Huge clothesline sending Martinez all the way to the floor. And now Lovewell to the top rope. Martinez back in the ring. Lovewell double axe handle. And now it's Lovewell into the cover here on Martinez. And a kick out at 1. Fisherman suplex there by Lovewell. Went for a cover, but Martinez's foot was underneath the bottom rope. Now Lovewell hoisting Martinez back up. And lifting her all the way up into the air. Marching around the ring with Martinez held up high. One-handed. The power on display for Luna Lovewell. And now Lovewell setting up Martinez for the Riptide. Cover. 1, 2, 3. And Luna Lovewell finally gets her first singles victory in TNC, and it could not have come at a better time, as she is now qualified for the women's golden ticket ladder match. The first half of this match was all Olivia Martinez, but that trifecta of clotheslines from Luna Lovewell really what separated the first half and the second half, because after these 3 clotheslines, or the 2 clotheslines and a drop kick I should say, from that point on it was all Luna Lovewell. And there was nothing Olivia Martinez could do to stop the offensive onslaught from Lovewell. Definitely a history-making night here for Luna Lovewell, getting the corporation on the board and onto the card at Clash of the Titans. And for the first time in over a year, Luna Lovewell has a singles victory.
Here is your winner,
And more heartbreak for Olivia Arnage, as she'll have to find another path back to the TNC Women's Championship. But congratulations to Luna Lovewell, as now we move on to our next contest, featuring another member of the corporation.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, representing the corporation from Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, weighing in at 228 pounds, Alex Cruz.
Alex Cruz getting set for one-on-one action here on TNC. Been a minute since we've seen Cruz in singles competition. I believe the last time we saw him was for the qualifiers for the original Golden Ticket ladder match all those months ago. Been competing in tag team action for a while, but now getting his first taste in a hot minute of singles action, and he will be going up against one half of the tag team champions.
And his opponent from parts unknown, weighing in at 256 pounds, one half of the World Tag Team Champions, the Masked Man.
Much like his tag partner last week, Masked Man will be in singles action this week as they prepare to defend as well as challenge for the TNC tag team titles as well as BCW's gay tag team titles. It'll be winner takes all next week at Clash of the Titans 2. Gold and Masked Man getting their warm-ups here on TNC before their big match next week. Jace Gold, if memory serves me correct, came up short in his match. Masked Man looking to avoid the same fate as his tag partner, as both men are set to go, and there's the bell. Nobody home on the drop kick out the gate by Alex Cruz. Masked Man going for a quick cover here on Cruz, but an immediate kick out. Masked Man went for a big forearm, but nobody was home, but able to connect on that dragon screw. A big kick to the back there. Now Masked Man overshoots his target on the crossbody. Masked Man's mask may be giving him a little difficulties here in the early goings of this match, as Alex Cruz has that wrist lock applied, now turning it into a side headlock on Masked Man. You gotta wonder how much the mask is actually helping him here, and it looks like it's helping him out a lot, keeping the pressure off the neck, allowing him to turn that into a side suplex. And Cruz slow to his feet in the corner. Masked Man looking to take advantage with a couple of shots to the back, but Cruz able to turn it around here. Masked Man able to turn it around again. Cruz turns it around again, and another counter by Masked Man. Now these two going dodge for dodge. Cruz off the ropes, knee to the gut, followed by the roundhouse from Masked Man. But Cruz with a roll up here. Can he get him? One kick out. What an electric start to this match between Alex Cruz and Masked Man. Cruz up to the top rope, hits the Hurricane Rana from the top. Masked Man quickly to his feet, but Cruz looking to keep the pressure on Masked Man here. Cruz dropping Masked Man face first onto the turnbuckle. But Masked Man responding with a kick to the back of Alex Cruz. And now a suplex from Masked Man. And he's into the cover on Alex Cruz, but an immediate kick out. And again, Masked Man overshooting his target on the crossbody. And this time Alex Cruz is going to be the one to look to take advantage of the miscue from Masked Man. Flurry of strikes from Cruz, followed by that arm breaker. A Masked Man still plenty fresh as he tries to drag Cruz to the corner, but Cruz getting those elbows into the gut. And now a drop kick from Cruz. Now Masked Man off the ropes. Cruz ducking under, or excuse me, was jumping over. Went for an elbow, but Masked Man able to get out of dodge. And now Masked Man thinking chokeslam, and he connects! Into the cover. 1, 2, and a kick out by Cruz. And now Masked Man from the top rope with the senton. Cover on Cruz. 1, 2, kick out by Cruz. And Masked Man throwing all of his fists into Alex Cruz. And now Cruz gets tossed into the referee. Back fist from Masked Man. Both men to their feet here. Nobody home on the drop kick. Masked Man went for a rolling forearm, but Cruz able to grab him before he could hit it. And now Masked Man sending Cruz into the corner with the flurry of knee strikes to the gut. Cruz sent crumbling. And now Masked Man off the ropes with speed. Big boot. And now Masked Man, another kick to the back. He's got Alex Cruz right where he wants him. Landing the kick over the top rope. And now Masked Man up to the top again. Looking for another senton from the top. Into the cover. 1, 2, 3. And Masked Man able to get the win here on TNC. Giving his team a little momentum boost that they desperately needed heading into next Saturday. An electric match here on TNC. High energy, high pace. Exactly the kind of wrestling you want to see. And once that first senton hit, it was pretty much lights out for Alex Cruz. And then that second one right there was all Masked Man needed to pick up the victory.
Here is your winner, the Masked Man.
And now they can walk into Clash next week with a little more confidence and a little more pep in their step. Before they go title for title. Congratulations to Masked Man on a well-earned victory on TNC. But now, ladies and gentlemen, we will move on to our next match. Arthur Bey looking for a little bit of redemption for himself here on episode 36. Could not beat Pete Brent in the main event of episode 34. Ended up opening last week's show in episode 35 against Cole Crimson in the Golden Ticket qualifier, but also fell short in that match as well. Now this week, he goes up against the All-Star champion in Seth Ross, who himself is in need of a big win before he's set to defend his title next week.
And his opponent from Virginia Beach, Virginia, weighing in at 250 pounds, the All-Star Champion, Seth Ross.
Seth Ross may be the greatest All-Star champion this company has ever seen. But he has hit a little bit of a dry spell in recent weeks. Not able to pick up key victories. And now this may be the most pivotal of them all. Right before Clash. Seth needing a win here in the biggest way possible. Against another man who needs a win in a big, big way. And here we go. Seth went for a DDT off the rip, but Arthur Bey able to get out of the way. And now these two lock up by the ropes. And it's Arthur Bey able to overpower Seth into the corner. And Bey, big knee shot there, and another, and a third, and a fourth. And Seth crumbles to the mat. Now Bey off the ropes, big knee strike. And Bey quickly into the cover here. Gets a 1 count, but Seth able to kick out. And now Bey with control of the arm of Seth and a stomp to the shoulder. Trying to prevent him from hitting that stunner. And potentially affect the pop-up powerbomb as well. But Arthur Bey went high risk and nobody home on the outside. And now Seth looking to take advantage here. Seth now up to the top rope. Arthur Bey to his feet. Cannonball barely able to connect from Seth to the outside. And Seth now tossing Bey into the steps. And now Seth tossing Bey back into the ring. And just tossing him back first into the mat. But Bey quickly back to his feet. And now Arthur Bey waiting on Seth to reach his feet. And Bey dropping Seth on the top rope. And now laying in those right hands. Bey to the top rope. Looking for the elbow drop. And he connects. Cover here, 1, 2, and a kick out by Seth. And now these two going to start trading blows in the middle of the ring. Going shot for shot so far. Seth asking Arthur Bey to bring it. But it doesn't look like Seth has much in those chops. Had a lot more force in that right hand. But those left chops don't seem to be doing much for him. Overhand right from Bey. Big punch by Seth. And now these two are going to start breaking out into a hockey fight in the middle of the ring. And Seth comes out of it with a clothesline. Second clothesline. Seth ducks the clothesline, lands the super kick. Bey back to his feet. Stunner by Seth. Cover. 1, 2. Kick out by Bey. And now Arthur Bey up to his feet. Seth with the splash in the corner, now bringing him back up to his feet. Bey off the ropes. Went for the super kick, but Bey caught him. And Bey sweeping out the legs of Seth. Vegas lights. Cover by Arthur Bey. 1, 2. Kick out by Seth after the Vegas lights. And now Bey maybe thinking brainbuster, but Seth able to escape. And now a roll up here by Seth. 1, 2. Kick out by Bey. And now Arthur Bey up to his feet. Seth making his way up to the top rope. And landing the shoulder block. But Bey able to counter with that kick to the face. And now Seth getting dragged over to the ropes. And now Bey just driving his boot into the jaw of Seth Ross. And now a clothesline by Bey. A second clothesline by Bey. Catching the leg of Seth. Sweeping out the other. And now Bey trying to drag Seth towards the middle of the ring. And now here he goes into the cover. 1, 2. Kick out. And now Arthur Bey, middle of the ring, looking brainbuster, and he connects. And Bey quickly into the cover here. 1, 2, 3. He got him. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a massive, massive win for Arthur Bey. And for Seth Ross, the downward spiral for him continues. And for Arthur Bey, pending the outcome of Clash, you gotta wonder, as well as Nico Fox, by the way, because he beat Seth last week, that All-Star title opportunities could be in their future. Seth's opponent still hasn't been confirmed for Clash yet, but we do know that he will be defending the title next week. And that only adds another layer of complexity for Seth Ross here. He's entering Clash, a big title defense on a losing streak here. It's not the best situation to be in for the All-Star champion. But this could have been a career-changing victory on TNC for Arthur Bey. And with the potential of a future All-Star title shot looming for Arthur Bey, he can celebrate a well-earned victory here on TNC. But now, ladies and gentlemen, we move on to our next contest. Olivia Harnage looking for a bounce back after last week's showing against the former women's champion in Kendall Hendricks. Harnage wanted another warm-up after last week, trying to enter Clash with a little bit of momentum that she could not garner in last week's match. Of course, next week will be Olivia Harnage's first opportunity one-on-one at the TNC Women's Championship, and she wants to make sure that everything for her is clicking on all cylinders before she walks out to that ring. She'll be going up against a former RHW Women's Champion in her own right, much like Olivia Harnage, the final RHW Women's Champion at that, in Casey Scott, who was able to qualify for the Elimination Chamber back at Turning Point 4 weeks ago now. But was unsuccessful in walking out of the chamber as champion. As we all know now, it was Ashley Sharp who walked out of the chamber as the women's champion. And that's who Olivia Harnage is going to be facing at Clash next week. Both these women ready to go here on episode 36. And there's the bell. Here we go. Harnage missing the right out of the gate. And Casey Scott taking advantage with a German suplex into the turnbuckles. And now Scott, big shin strike to the face of Harnage. And if you're Olivia Harnage, this is not the start you envisioned, as Scott laying in the right hands. Incredible camera work there from our TNC crew, as Scott and Harnage locking up here. Harnage able to push Scott back into the corner. Someone help that referee, good lord. Scott able to get an elbow, and now the crucifix pin here by Scott gets a 2 count, and Harnage able to kick out. Scott now over the top, missing badly on that. And now it's Olivia Harnage with a roll up here, but an immediate kick out by Scott. And now Scott off the ropes. Big shot to the gut there by Olivia Harnage. And there's a big right forearm. And again, incredible camera work here from our crew at ringside as these two women lock up once again. And Scott able to push Harnage away. And now a third lockup here. And again, it's Harnage able to overpower Scott into the ropes. Scott able to catch the boot of Harnage and drive her into the mat. And now this match going to the outside. And Harnage crashing and burning into the announce table. But Harnage whipping Scott face first into the floor. And now it's Casey Scott's turn to get tossed into the announce table. Harnage back in the ring. And Harnage waiting for Scott's re-entry into the ring. But Scott going to take her time. Harnage going to exit the ring. Now playing a little cat and mouse here. And Scott able to get over the top rope and land that kick. Scott now from the top rope. Nobody was even in the area code for that stomp, but she's able to connect on that double axe handle. And now Casey Scott hoisting Harnage up, driving the knee into the gut of Harnage. And now a flatliner busting Harnage open. Scott into the cover. 1, 2, kick out. And now Casey Scott looking to put Olivia Harnage away. But Harnage able to get an elbow up. And now Scott off the ropes. Knee to the gut, followed by the roundhouse kick from Harnage. And now Harnage with Scott in the corner, hoisting her up. Big right hand there. Big kick from the top rope by Harnage. And now Harnage thinking Harnage collapse. Can she hit it? No. Well, Harnage still has Casey Scott on her heels. But maybe not for long. Scott, inverse DDT. And now Casey Scott going after the knee. Into the cover she goes on Harnage. 1, 2, and a kick out. And now Scott up to the second rope. Harnage to her feet. Meteora. And now Scott over the top. Into the cover again here on Harnage. 1, 2, and another kick out by the #1 contender. And Scott laying in those left hands. Now thinking about putting an end to this match. Harnage to her feet. Scott hoisting her up. Able to land the knee strike. Into the cover. 1, 2. Kick out again by Harnage. Nobody home on the lion salt there from Scott. And now these two women going to start trading blows here. A trading may not be the right term to use. It's been all Olivia Harnage in this exchange. But Casey Scott, knee strike, coming out of it stronger than Harnage. And another flatliner. Off the ropes. Nobody home on the kick. Harnage has Scott set up. Harnage collapse. Harnage trying to drag Scott towards the middle of the ring to finish this off. Into the cover she goes. 1, 2. Kick out by Scott. Big boot by Harnage. And now Scott barely able to get up to her feet in the corner. Harnage with a big clothesline. And now back to the corner. Face first goes Casey Scott. Slam there by Harnage. And she's now up to the middle rope. Scott to her feet. Code breaker from the second rope. Cover on Scott. 1, 2. Kick out again. And now Harnage looking for another Harnage collapse. Can she hit it? She's got her set up for a second Harnage collapse. Into the cover. 1, 2, 3. And that is exactly what Olivia Harnage was looking for out of this match. Able to pick up the win on Casey Scott after a crushing loss last week to Kendall Hendricks. And much like Masked Man 2 matches ago, she can walk into Clash, into that women's championship match with a little more pep in her step. And these last 2 matches she's had have been absolutely grueling. There's no way she's going to be able to walk in 100% next week. But we know Olivia Harnage's history dating all the way back to RHW. And we know not being 100% is not going to stop her from doing whatever it takes to bring home that TNC Women's Championship. Took 2 Harnage collapses and a code breaker from the middle rope to put Casey Scott away. Is it going to take the same or maybe even more to take down Ashley Sharp next week? The only person who knows that for certain is Ashley Sharp herself, as well as Olivia Harnage. She knows what she needs to do. Now we're going to see if she can do it next week. Matt Marco getting his final opportunity to wrestle before Clash, as well as his opponent tonight in the #1 contender for the TNC World Championship, Zyler Glass. Getting their last opportunity to walk in to Clash with some confidence. Matt Marco, of course, will be challenging for the RHW Memorial Championship against Aiden Kennedy's mom. And Matt Marco, of course, looking to bring back the championship to TNC. But he's got a tall task ahead of him. Zyler Glass just made his return to BCW at Skibbity City. And not only did he bring Owen Spade back from the dead, he won the Men's Royal Rumble and will be challenging Keith at Pookie Mania. It's definitely been an eventful couple months for Zyler Glass, and the adventure keeps on rolling here on episode 36 as he'll go one-on-one with Matt Marco here. And for both Zyler and Matt, this is kind of a must-win. Both men are set to go here, and there's the bell. Here we go. These two men tying up off rip. And Matt able to shove Zyler back into the corner. Sling blade by Matt. Rolling through into a drop kick. And Matt starting off hot here in this match. And now Matt with the arm trapped. Going after the other arm here. The fingers in the hand. You can tell Zyler's clearly uncomfortable with the position Matt's putting him in. Matt went for a huge moonsault, but nobody was home. And now Zyler, with that knee bar applied, middle of the ring, and able to escape his Marco. Big shot there by Matt. Zyler responding in kind with an elbow. And now Zyler over the top rope, staying on the apron. Matt turning him around. Beating at the chest of the #1 contender for the TNC World Championship here. And Zyler falling all the way to the floor. And Matt, moonsault to the floor. Taking out Zyler Glass. And now Matt gonna deliver the back shots on the outside. And a big forearm there by Marco. As so far this match has been all Matt Marco. Back in the ring, Matt going for a cover here on Glass. But his immediate kick out. Zyler trying to find a little bit of an opening here. As Matt down lands the elbow strike. Zyler just taking his time here with Matt. Doesn't look like the best strategy as Matt coming right back at him. And Zyler to the mat, or to the floor. Both men entering the ring pretty much at the exact same time. Zyler now back to the apron. Try to take the turnbuckle pad off. I don't know what Zyler Glass was doing there. Big knee there from Zyler. Zyler, Snapdragon suplex. And Matt with a kick to the face. Matt looking for the back shot, and he got him! And Matt may have been thinking Matussi Breaker, or Matussi... Yeah, Matussi Breaker, not even the Matussi Stretcher. Could not connect with it though. But he's able to hit another sling blade and another drop kick. And now these two are going to start trading blows. Marco calling him weak. There's a big one from Zyler. And another one. Matt gets blocked again. Big enziguri from Zyler. And Matt getting speared all the way to the floor. And Zyler all the way from the top rope landing the elbow drop. And now back into the ring we go. Zyler into the cover here on Marco. 1, 2, kick out. And now Zyler looking for the calf crusher. He's got it locked in. Is Matt going to tap out here to the calf crusher? No. Zyler now bringing Matt back up for the Sister Glass of Gale. And Zyler not done. Looking for another calf crusher here. Locked in. But Matt able to escape. And Matt handspring enziguri to Zyler Glass. And Marco from the top, nobody home on the frog splash. And Zyler with an elbow. And he's into the cover. 1, 2, kick out by Matt. Both men back to their feet now. And Zyler looking to finish this off once and for all. Back up to a knee. Zyler drop kick to the face. Now driving his boot into the gut of Marco, who's up to his feet somehow. Zyler ducking under. And now the swinging neck breaker from Glass. Big right there from Glass. And now a left. Both men on the apron. Zyler, side suplex. But Marco whipping Zyler into the floor. Zyler to his feet. Nobody able to connect on anything. Zyler has Matt off the ropes. Mind shatter. But Matt's still on his feet. Big clothesline from the top. Zyler dragging Matt towards the middle of the ring. Going for the cover. 1, 2, 3. And that is exactly what Marco needed. That's exactly what Zyler Glass needed. That was a hot start for Matt Marco in this match. But Zyler Glass able to weather that storm and come out on top here on TNC. And now I think we can safely say for sure that in the main event we are going to see the best of Zyler Glass and the best of Kez Phoenix. And it is sure to be one hell of a main event at Clash of the Titans 2.
Here is your winner.
And it's a strong possibility that in the near future Zyler Glass could be the world champion in all three companies. He could defeat Keith at Pukimania to become the BCW world champion. He could defeat Kez Phoenix next week to win the TNC world championship. He could beat Isaac Graves at ELW Genesis to become the inaugural world champion there. Zyler Glass could quickly hold all the power between all three companies. But now, ladies and gentlemen, it is main event time. The second men's golden ticket qualifier will be the final match
for TNC leading into Clash of the Titans 2. And for Pete Brents, after losing a few months ago now at Full Speed Ahead, it's been a bit of a rocky road. Hasn't been able to get back into the title picture, but potentially winning the ladder match could be what he needs. But we know one way or another he will get back there. It's just a matter of when. And this may just be the avenue he needs to pursue a third TNC World title reign. Brent's opponent to make it to Clash will be the man who debuted in this company in the first Golden Ticket ladder match back in March. That, of course, being the one and only Kato Takahashi. Kato, of course, this time needing to qualify. No free rides when you're not debuting, I guess. But whoever comes out of this match will certainly be a welcome addition to the men's ladder match that, according to sources, is scheduled to open Clash of the Titans 2. I will repeat myself, the men's Golden Ticket ladder match, according to sources, is scheduled to open Clash of the Titans 2 next week. But now we get to see who makes it there. It is main event time on TNC. Brent and Takahashi tying up to start this off. Brent's overpowering Takahashi into the corner. Big right there by Brent, knocks Kato back. And now off the second rope with the enziguri. And Brent showcasing the power yet again. Marching around the ring with Kato Takahashi held up high and dropping him chest first into the mat. And now over the top rope, able to land that kick. And Brent again going to showcase the power with the power bomb. Kato back to his feet. And now getting tied up in the ropes as Brent's delivering those knee strikes. And now lining him up for a big boot, knocking him all the way to the floor. And the count begins for Kato Takahashi. And now he's back in the ring. And these two will lock up once again. Kato able to turn it into a wrist lock here on Brent. And now getting behind him with the hammerlock. But Brent's getting his elbows up. And now for a third time, these two will lock up here. And now this time it's Brent with the waist lock on Takahashi. but Kato quickly able to turn it around into a headlock, putting all of his weight on top of Brent's, and now driving his knee into the face of the former world champion. Kato gets countered there by Brent. Potentially was thinking DDT or suplex, but into a cover and an immediate kick out by Kato. Brent went for the forearm, but could not get the distance he needed. And Takahashi looking to take advantage of the miscue from Brent. And now Brent is quickly back up to his feet. And delivering right after right. And there's another big one. Kato up to his feet. Brent's trying to drag him into the corner, but Takahashi able to get those elbows into the gut. And now lands the drop kick, forcing Brent's to the outside. Now back into the ring. Tried to toss Takahashi off the top rope, but Kato able to punch him away and still able to land the drop kick from the top. Impressive stuff by Kato Takahashi here. And Brent's went for a big boot there. Kato able to hit a clothesline, hits a second clothesline, hits a third clothesline, and Brent stumbling into the corner. Takahashi has him right where he wants him, but Brent's able to shove him off the middle rope. And now Brent's this time able to hit that springboard forearm. And into the cover he goes. 1, 2, no, not even a 2. Now Brent's lining up Takahashi here for that knee strike. And now back into that corner. Brent's thinking H-bomb. Can he hit it? No! Kato gets the boot up. And Kato quickly into a cover here, but an immediate kick out by Brent. And now Kato, huge German from the wheelbarrow position. And Kato Takahashi again into the cover. 1, 2, kick out by Brent. And now Takahashi looking to finish this off. Can he get him here? 1, 2, kick out by Brent. And Takahashi not slowing down. Dragging Brent into the corner, face first off the turnbuckle. Shot to the back there. And now driving him back into the corner, rolling through into a German suplex. And Brent's rolling all the way to the outside. A savvy veteran move by Brent, but he's still going to eat a big clothesline there from Takahashi. Back to his feet quickly, spinning forearm there. And Brent's going to reset the count. Or at least tried to. Didn't go all the way to the floor. Brent's nobody home. And now the count resets as Brent gets tossed across the outside by Takahashi. Brent shoving Takahashi away. Kato ripping at the eyes of Brent. Kato getting a little desperate here, it seems. Maybe he was thinking brainbuster. But Brent's able to escape and hit the chop block. And now tossing Takahashi across the outside here as Brent re-enters the ring. Count up to 7 now. Takahashi slowly getting to his feet. Brent breaks the count as these two meet again on the outside. Brent has him up for a shoulder breaker. And now tossing Takahashi back into the ring. Brent's up to the top rope. And Brent's the double stomp. But Kato responding with an elbow from the corner. And now Takahashi with a roll up here on Brent's. 1, 2. Kick out. Brent's turning it into a cover of his own. 1, 2. Kick out by Takahashi. Brent's setting Kato up for that rolling cutter. And he connects. Cover again. 1, 2. Kick out by Kato. And now Brent's thinking Art of Hate driver to punch his ticket to clash. But Kato gets the elbow up. Nobody home on the lariat though. And nobody home on that lion salt from Brent's either. Elbow there from Brent's. Thinking Art of Hate driver again. He's got him set up and he hits it. Is this going to do it? 1, 2. Kick out by Takahashi at 2. Brent's not looking to slow down at all after that near fall. Kato off the ropes. Big shot to the gut of Kato. And a big clothesline there, turning him inside out. Going for another cover here on Takahashi to punch his ticket to Clash. And that is it. Pete Brent will be the second man representing TNC in the Golden Ticket ladder match next week. A well-fought match between both of these two men. It could have gone either way. But in the end, it is the former world champ who comes out on top. And he'll have the opportunity to win the Golden Ticket briefcase and potentially get himself a third world championship reign. And as for Kato Takahashi, while it was a very good performance from him, his next opportunity at the World Championship will have to wait. But as for both ladder matches, the field should be set after Saturday night's Cunty event. But as for TNC, that will do it for us this week. We will see you all next week for the biggest show we've ever put on, Clash of the Titans 2.